What's going on, people? It's your boy Robtv at Robtv, and today we're going to be talking about why scrubs don't play with any respect towards us. The only reason that a scrub will play with no respect against someone is because they haven't earned that respect. Think about the best match in Capcom Cup, Sako versus Daigo. A lot of people will point to, they'll say there was almost no jumps in that matchup. Now, when I didn't know as much about the game, I used to think to myself, man, if only you can play like that online. And then as I got stronger, I realized the secret to that level of play. Here's an example of it in a match between K-Brad and Daigo at Capcom Cup. Notice that K-Brad, a professional player, jumped in on Daigo 3 times in that round. Now, K-Brad's strong, it's not a diss to him. He did it because his character is Cammy is sort of built around that. And it's tough to anti-air her, especially when you gotta do a whole DP motion, and she can change her arc with the dive kick and everything. So this isn't anything to say about that. What I'm getting at is the fact that Daigo anti-aired him all 3 of those times in that round that he jumped at him. Most of these Ryu players that you come across at your locals or that you come across online or whatever, they wouldn't have anti-air all 3 of those jump-ins like that. And then when they get jumped in on, they're gonna say, oh, this person's a scrub, everyone always jumps. We have to make our opponents respect us. It's just like real life. Nobody deserves to be respected. We all have to earn respect. After taking enough damage, even the craziest and scrubbiest of player is gonna stop with that bad habit. And if they don't stop, then you're just gonna kill them for it because you're taking 90 to 120 damage every single time, or anti-air jab into a mix-up, whatever. No one's gonna keep on taking that damage. You don't have to be a high-level player to touch a stove and realize it's hot. When someone plays scrubby against us and disrespect us, what we're doing is letting them touch that stove without them getting burned for it. With that being the case, why wouldn't they go and try it again? Now let's get into some practical Now let's get into some practical advice towards dealing with players that are not as strong as you at the game. Now, if you're watching this and you're one of the players who aren't as strong yet and you are one of the so-called scrub players that people complain about, don't worry about it, man. Like, you're gonna get stronger. Even listening to this type of stuff is gonna make you stronger as well. Just keep on practicing. This isn't a diss towards you or anything like that. Now, for you guys having a tough time beating weaker players, the thing that helps me to beat them is to simplify the game. If you're playing against another strong player or another competent player, you know how those sets go, man. We're thinking deeply. There's so much meta going on. We're adapting every second, all of that type of stuff. And then you leave that battle lounge or that session with your friend. You go on a rank match or something like that, and you play against someone who's not thinking about any of that deep ass shit that you were thinking about. If we play against those players and we do what's just usually good analytical thinking in the set, when we do that same good thinking against them, it's now overthinking. It's overanalyzing things. What we should do against them, or at least what helps me, is simplify the game. If someone's not as strong as you, just freaking anti-air them. Then you force them to stay on the ground. If someone's not that strong, not stronger than you, that 9 times out of 10 means that your neutral game should be fucking tiers above theirs. You can counter poke them, whiff punish them, whatever you want to do on the ground. Weaker players avoid the neutral game like the fucking plague. Force them to play there with your anti-airs and everything, and then it's over from that point. Force them to play at that spot and they're dead. So I'm not saying that we should completely stop complaining about these so-called scrub players. What I am saying is that if you're losing to them, then that means that there's something in your own game that you're gonna need to analyze. You should be able to beat them 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10. So to recap, simplify the game when you go up against them, and also understand that when you're watching these pro level matches and they're not jumping and whatnot, that Sako versus Daigo match, there are almost no jumps, right? But I'm telling you, I've studied it, and a good amount of the jumps that did happen, the rare ones that did happen, were anti-air. Not all of them, but a very high percentage of those jump-ins were anti-air. So that shows you why they weren't jumping in the first place. Or the same goes for if somebody keeps doing wake up DP or wake up buttons or any of that type of stuff. There's no need to really complain. Just punish them and kill them for it. The only reason our opponents are going to disrespect us and win is if we let them do it and we don't force them to respect us. So if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful or entertaining, please drop a like because it gets it out to more Street Fighter fans. And if you're new to the channel, then subscribe for more dope content. And until next time, I'm out. K-Brad is going to say to himself, maybe I shouldn't jump in on this motherfucker.
Young nigga poppin' with a pocket full of cottage. Whoa, keep I'm on side bitch chopper, aiming at your noggin. Had to call the Addy, then the top I had to chop it. Niggas pocket watching, so I gotta keep the rocket.